for the Everyday Inspiration series. This is a series that Christy, Crystal, Daisy, Dolly, Lisa, and myself do every month where one of us takes a picture from our everyday life and then we all use that to inspire a layout. So the picture we have this month is from Dolly. It's her little cold and flu kit that she's put together. Their house was hit by the flu. All of us have been hit by colds and flus this year. I feel like it's just, winter's coming and you know that those colds and flus are going to be coming, so you put your little kit together and you get ready. So we thought it would be fun to kind of document some of those days where you're feeling crummy and you're not documenting something amazing that's happening in your life. You're documenting how crappy you feel and, being sick or whatever it might be. So it's kind of fun. I like that in this series, we've kind of been exploring some of those things and not always just documenting these perfect situations, but, documenting different everyday situations that happen in our lives. So of course, I was thinking we all were sick over the Christmas break. I'm going to find some pictures of us, vegging on the couch or whatever it might be, and that's what I was going to scrap. Um, I have to say that overall in our house, we're pretty lucky. We don't get sick a lot. My kids are out of the house quite a bit, and I'm not a super germophobic mom. Like, I'm okay with them getting dirty when they need to get dirty and that kind of stuff. So I feel like we escape a lot of the rough, you know, tummy flus and stuff that people get. Um, but we do get our fair share, and this Christmas we definitely all got hit, except for my daughter. I don't know how she escaped it, but she did, and still has. She hasn't, it didn't catch up to her at any point, so she escaped it this year somehow. But we definitely all had varying levels of the flu this winter, and so I thought, or this Christmas break, so I thought that was what I was going to scrap. And then as I was going through my pictures, I found this picture that I had printed out last year. I had this idea just for myself. It wasn't something that I was going to put on YouTube or, talk about in groups or anything like that. But I just had this idea last year that I really wanted to make an album. Excuse me. Sorry, I still have bronchitis, if you can hear that in my voice. So that could have been another angle I could have taken for this. But last year I wanted to put together an album documenting all of the things that as I get older, I'm kind of finding out about my life or discovering about myself, or I don't know, I didn't have anything specific, I guess, but just, when you're like, oh man, when I was 20, I would have done it this way, but now that I'm older, I know better, or whatever it might be. Or those things that you discover that you're comfortable with going out without any makeup on, or you don't care if you, I don't know, wear pajama pants to Walmart, whatever it might be. Just those little things in my life that I'm kind of discovering about myself and that have changed over time. And one of them, the main reason that I took this picture was on this particular day, I had been talking to a friend and kind of venting, just, things weren't going the way I wanted them to go, and I was tired. I think I had mentioned to her I was really tired and couldn't quite feel like I was ever catching up on sleep and that kind of stuff. And she kind of had told me I wasn't taking care of myself properly. And it got into this big long discussion about self-care and how um, there is kind of this thing that happens with moms, especially. I think it probably happens in to other groups too, but with moms, there's this big push about you need to take care of yourself. You have to, you have to be taking time for yourself. You can't let your bucket empty, whatever terms you want to use. But one thing that we kind of were talking about is how every, everyone talks about self-care, but there's very specific things that they include in that self-care that you're supposed to do, or there's this pressure. I feel that there's this pressure to do those specific things. And this particular friend was telling me that because I wasn't doing those things, I wasn't truly taking care of myself. And it really made me think, that is self-care something that you can tell somebody else they're doing right or wrong? I don't think so. Um, I was a little bit shocked by that. And so it was something I wanted to document in this album, because I do sometimes feel that pressure. I'm definitely a people pleaser. And so when she was telling me, oh, well, you're not really doing self-care because you haven't taken a break from your kids. You haven't gone on a vacation without the kids. That's something that I truly would never do. It's not something I've ever wanted to do. It's not something I ever have done. It's not something I even feel remotely interested in doing. To me, that would not be self-care. The same goes for things like spending the day at the spa. I love to swim. I have nothing, no problems going and hanging out at the hot springs or doing anything like that. But I don't need massages. I don't need all that kind of stuff. I'm not interested in it. Or, getting my nails done. I've had them done once. I didn't like it. It was uncomfortable. I didn't like the way they looked after. It was expensive. It didn't fill up my bucket the way that I thought it was going to, because I felt the pressure from everybody else telling me, oh, you have to go do this. This is a way to treat yourself properly. And if you're not doing this, then you're not truly taking the time to take care of yourself. That's really kind of the message that I feel like I'm getting sometimes, is that I don't know how to take care of myself, kind of thing. So having this conversation with my friend really kind of enlightened me to the fact that a lot of moms out there do feel like there is a specific way that you need to be doing things, and that she almost was getting mad at me for not understanding why it's so important to take a vacation without your kids. And all that to say that I just really wanted to document the fact, because I've always felt the pressure to do that. Um, Another example is going out with the girls for wing night. I love doing that. I love when I have time. I don't, I'm not someone who can kind of pre-plan it and say every single Wednesday we're going to do this. No, because odds are something's going to come up and I'm going to end up canceling and feeling like crap. But if, something happens and the stars align and I can get out with friends and we go have some wings, I love that. But oftentimes I'll go and everybody will be having wine, and I always get the, well, just try it. You might like this one. Oh, you'll love this one, kind of thing. And I don't. I just don't like wine. I like other drinks. I've done layouts about Caesars quite a bit. I do love other drinks. I just don't like wine. But I feel like there's always that pressure to be like, oh, well, moms drink wine and I'm a mom, so I better try the wine. And by this time last year when I took this picture, I just realized that it was actually making me more stressed out, trying to take care of myself, because we're so inundated with it online. We're constantly being told moms who do this are happier, moms who, go out once a week with their girlfriends are happier. We see those being spread and passed around. And even though I don't read them, and I know a lot of us don't put a lot of weight towards that kind of stuff that we see on Facebook, it's still there. You still kind of subconsciously are absorbing those messages. So I really wanted to just remind myself that no, it's okay. Self-care for me can be whatever works for me. Self-care for you is whatever works for you. And there are definitely times when I need to be reminded that I've put too much on my plate. I'm getting stressed out. I haven't taken that time for myself to do something. but I don't need to be told how to take care of myself. Just that, my friends are concerned or hubby is concerned, and maybe I do need to take a little bit of that time. And so part of that also kind of in a like from a different way of being inspired by the photo is that I kept this layout very simple or simple for me because I do feel a lot of pressure to keep going with my layouts and adding more and trying new techniques and just, trying to always have something bigger and better and more bold or whatever it might be. And sometimes that in and of itself can be a big pressure for me. So I really wanted to go back to my roots, back to a design that I'm comfortable with, and just make this a little bit more simple. So I used my How to Kill a Kit with Style kit for February, which is all Valentine's themed with all the beautiful hearts and stuff for representing loving myself. I tore some of the papers. I kept some nice and straight and used my trimmer to cut them off because I love doing that kind of stuff to add texture. I have a few. Do I have a few stickers? Yes, I have a few stickers, some little heart stickers, and that banner sticker. I just outlined that banner with some black so that it kind of stood out a little bit more from that background paper. I have lots of fun patterns. I have a big chipboard heart because I love using chipboard and I just don't have a lot of it anymore. So I wanted to get that on there. I fussy cut some hearts out, which is something I love to fussy cut. I did a little bit of splattering because the black and white paper already had some pink splatters on it. So I just wanted to kind of bring that through the whole layout. Um, and I put some sequins, all the classic me stuff, and then I hid my journaling, and that's it. That's my layout. If you have any questions, you can leave them for me down below, and please check out all of the links as well in the description so you can see what everybody else did this month. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Until next time, happy scrapping. Bye.